this is your sign to stop paying your credit cards. Okay? Now, this is not medical advice by any means, but it's important for you to know that my credit cards have not been paid in many, many, many months, and whose credit score is going up? Yeah, this girl. This girl! So it's all a scam. It's all numbers. Money is not real. It is just numbers on a freaking screen at this point. And same with the credit score. Numbers on a screen that go up and down like a teeter-totter.
Something that's never sat right with me is how somebody can work full-time, work 2 jobs, and still not be able to pay their bills.
Hey! So I work in the operating room, and I just worked a 12-hour shift in the operating room, and I cannot afford my rent. I can't afford my rent. I can't afford gas. I can't afford groceries. I can't afford any of my endless other bills that I am responsible for because I am an adult. After working a 12-hour shift in the operating room. So you know what I have to do? I have to DoorDash, and it's 12:30 at night after I've been on my feet in the operating room for 12 hours all day. I'm now out DoorDash driving.
I think I've decided that at least this month I can't make a payment towards my visa. I know they will understand. I have to extend when I'm moving anyway, which really sucks. But it doesn't seem like I need to. Ideally, I wouldn't pay for the next 2 or 3 months. I don't want to do that. But I really want to pay off my credit card. And it's not ideal because next July I have to pay $3,000 again for a different credit card. So I don't know what to do. Unless I transfer that to another card, which I just can't do.
Don't pay your credit card off. What if we all collectively decided we are going to max out our credit cards and not pay it off? Like if we got a group of, say, like 100,000 people to max out their credit cards and then not pay it off, what are they going to do? And say we got more people to do that. All those credit card companies, they're going to go completely bankrupt. What's going to happen to the American dollar? It's not even real. The American dollar does not exist. Like, there's not a certain amount of money that we have that's connected to the gold, to how much gold we have. That is completely screwed up. That does not exist anymore. We literally are just making more and more debt. Like, did you know the money that you have in the bank? They don't actually have that money sitting there. It's just a number. They don't actually have everyone's money sitting in the bank. It's literally just a number. Money is just a number. Money is not real. Something is going to need to happen because the system is collapsing. Everyone's bills are going way too high, rent's way too high, and people can't find jobs. Their jobs aren't paying enough. We need to do something. We need to come together and make a change.
I'm not paying no more bills. I don't give a cut all this shit off. I go move in with my sister. I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Every month. Mortgage, mortgage, mortgage. You want water? You want electricity? Man? And then you're sitting here, I'm trying to recycle, make the world a better place, so maybe some of these prices can go down. Hell no, y'all stop the recycle.
Today, we're diving into a troubling trend that affects millions of Americans. A staggering 30% of people are simply not paying their bills. This isn't just a statistic, it's a reflection of the harsh realities many are facing in today's economy. With rising costs and stagnant wages, more and more individuals are feeling the pressure to choose between basic necessities and their financial obligations. It's time we talk about why this is happening and what it means for all of us.
Check was short $300. I can't pay my rent on time. My car insurance is past due. It's like over $300. My energy bill is past due, and I've been paying little bits, and that's over $900. One of my senior technicians quit, And I tell you guys all the time that when you have struggles like this and you feel like you just have you don't know what to do. I have a wedding to save for.
I'm done paying my credit card bills. I didn't pay them off. I'm done paying them. I don't want to pay them anymore, so. Feels pretty good. I could, pretty freeing. I'm getting a lot of phone calls from 800 numbers, but, it's probably not that big of a deal.
When are we gonna stop paying rent and other bills? I'm ready for that. Who ready for that? Cause I think it's about time. If we all did it at the same time, what are they really gonna do? You can't evict all of us.
Can't pay your bills either, huh? How about grocery shopping? How you doing with that? Insurance go up at all this year? You know, the people in Washington think you're doing fine. Corporations know you're not, so they're telling you to eat cereal for dinner. Guys, why are we doing this? What's the point? There's like 8 billion of us. And we're letting a small handful of people do this to us. Why? You know, if we all got together and just stopped participating in their system, there's nothing they can do. You know that, right? Like if 8 billion people told the elites to off, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. They can try, but when it's all said and done, there's not a damn thing they can do about it if 8 billion people just told them to off. We can create our own system. It'll be hard, but we can do it. It'll be real hard, but so is living like this. So we just need to choose our hard. You know, those suits up in Washington that do this to us, they are completely useless without their local enforcers. If there's nobody that enforces their laws are completely irrelevant. They can't take everybody's houses. They can't throw 8 billion people in jail. So when are we going to say that enough is enough?
I gotta stop paying bills because I can't do it anymore. I'm done with the Matrix. I'm done with the simulation. My phone bill's due. I'm not paying it. I can't pay it. I mean, I'm going to school. I'm not breaking my neck to try to do work in school ever again. I'm not doing it. So yeah, we got car insurance. Got to pay the DMV. Got to pay the registration to get it back on. I got car payment, cell phone payment for me, cell phone payment for my daughter, rent. Oh, disconnect notice on my electric. How did I forget about that? Food. I don't know how I'm gonna buy food for this week, next week. Every other week, $300 for food. Ground beef was $18 at the store last week. And I mean, I always had nice things. I always worked so hard, so many hours, so many jobs, nice things. I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to school, concentrating on that. There's a bus stop right there at the end of my block, bus stop, and it goes straight to my school. It takes like an hour to get there when it's only a 10-minute ride, but yeah, I'm not doing it.
So I stopped paying my bills. And I stopped paying my bills because I stopped giving a I feel like I was constantly in a loop of figuring out which bill to pay over what bill. Living paycheck to paycheck. So I was like, you know what? F it. I'm just not going to pay anything. Listen, whatever happens. At this point, it's in God's hands. I'm just not paying any bills for a little while.
People are literally getting to a point where they're working all the time and they no longer can afford to pay their bills without doing shit on the side. It's absolute insanity to have to work anywhere from 12 to 18 hours a day just to still not be provided with enough to survive. And then it's like whenever you bring it up, people will try to make you out to be the problem when that's so far from the truth. We're all out here working as hard as we can. We're cutting back where we can. And it's like we're working 1,000,000 hours a day, and it's still not ever enough. And something else that I hate about this society that we created is how you get provoked and provoked and provoked way beyond past your breaking point. And then as soon as people get a reaction out of you, as soon as you get angry, as soon as you have a crash out, people make you out to be the problem. People will tell you that you're toxic. People will tell you that you're crazy, lazy, any name that they could come up with. It's like, when are we going to stop blaming the working class? Because we're literally out here working ourselves to death, and it's almost like we encourage each other to work ourselves to death. This shit isn't normal, and I feel like we all need to collectively come to an agreement that something needs to change.
People are starting to have trouble paying their bills, and every single type of bill that people are paying are starting to see an increase of people defaulting on those payments. So as of right now, nearly 14% of people have defaulted on their credit cards. They simply cannot pay it. 11% of people have defaulted on their student loans, simply can't pay it. About 6.5% to 7% of people have defaulted on their auto loans, not enough money. And about 2 to 3% of people have defaulted on their mortgage payments because they cannot afford it any longer. Now, these horrifying numbers are the worst they've been since the 2008 financial crisis. The only difference between now and then is our numbers now keep going up, while in the 2008 financial crisis, they at least hit a plateau. More and more people are defaulting on their bills than any time in history here in the United States. And because of lack of affordability here in the United States, these numbers are expected to go up. So I have a feeling our financial situation will get much worse before it starts to recover.
I posted a video about fighting an old credit card debt because they're trying to sue me and garnish my wages, and I have a lot of people in my comments telling me I should pay my bills. No. Unless it's an immediate monthly bill that could get something cut off in my house, it is not considered a necessity to me. I don't care if I rack up the debt myself. If I can't pay it and I don't pay it, you gotta fight me for it. There is no moral compass when it comes to these companies for me. I don't give a even medical debt. If I go to the emergency room and I get 5 bills from 5 different departments, none of them are getting paid. There was also a lot of people very concerned about my credit score. You guys are more concerned about it than me. I don't care about my credit score. A lot of people move through life without actually ever using their credit score. I'm one of those people. I don't let their scare tactics scare me. The debts get passed from company to company to company to company, and by the time it gets to company number 5, they paid like $2 for my $900 debt. They're not getting that money. End of story.
So I'm just trying to understand why people are still paying bills when a lot of y'all can't even afford to feed y'all families. I mean, it's crystal clear that the government don't care about y'all, never have. And we can't forget that they're trying to replace our jobs with robots. So it's like, through all of this sabotage that they keep throwing at us, we still paying them. Like, it's just not making sense. As a collective, we need to come together and stop paying. Like, if y'all gonna keep raising prices and making it hard to live, then at least let me get my full check. Stop paying taxes. I mean, pretty soon, none of that's gonna matter anyways. I said we got about 2 more months of everything being intact and in order. And after that, I don't know. But for now, we should stop paying them because we're not benefiting from paying taxes. Ukraine is. Israel is. I mean, I'm just saying, before all this shit goes down, can we stand for something?
I decided to file for bankruptcy first, and then I stopped making credit card payments. So basically what happened is that I hired a bankruptcy lawyer, and I got financial advising, basically, that they were like, your best option is bankruptcy. And I was like, word, let's do it. Hired a lawyer, and then I had to stop making payments for 6 months before I could actually file, because you can't have like preferential payments on your record. Like, you can't pay off some creditors more than others. Because I had like a number of different creditors, like had a loan and everything, I had to stop paying off everyone all together at the same time so that it was all like equal, which was great because I was literally hemorrhaging money on payments that were making absolutely zero dent in my debt. So that was awesome. Yeah, but I decided first. I'm always down to talk about my bankruptcy, by the way. I love talking about it. It's like the best thing that I've ever done. And it has taught me so much about money and life and just like myself and everything. Like, it was the most valuable experience I've literally ever gone through.
This is the last month. Right now we're digging into our emergency savings.
Yeah.
So unless we feel comfortable digging into our emergency savings in 6 months.
If we can't make the 3,000, we might have to move with my mom and dad.
Or find a cheap place to rent.
So I just found out that 30% of Americans are not paying their bills. Yeah, you heard that right. 30% of Americans are not paying their bills. Now, if we look at the entire U.S. population, we'll round it up to 350 million. Let's say 350 million. Now, anywhere between 50 and 100 million of those people are not paying bills. They're not old enough to have expenses or be responsible for those expenses. So let's just wipe out, let's say 50 million to make it easy. So 350 down to 300 million. That means if 30% of Americans are not paying their bills, that is a little under 100 million people have just said, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Not paying my rent.
Don't pay back your credit card. Who cares, man? Who gonna stop you? If the government can be in debt, so can I. So can you. Open up 10 credit cards, 50 credit cards, run them up. Keep it going, No one's gonna stop us.
Please, y'all, join me because I'm unemployed. I'm not paying my bills. It's possible. Come on, join me. Please join me because otherwise I'm gonna have to pay this. Seriously though, we need to do something. There's so many people who can make a change, and I see them constantly saying, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Babe, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do. I don't know. I don't get it. There's so many things you can do. Starting mutual aid. Let's just all start meeting up in the street and screaming together.
I stayed out of trouble. I went to school. I didn't party. I focused on what I wanted. You know what? I graduated, updated my resume, started applying to, and did hundreds of applications. You know how many callbacks I got? A handful. You know how many of those turned into actual jobs? 0. I'm talking entry-level positions. I'm talking about jobs I was overqualified for and it didn't matter. Meanwhile, my bills don't care that the job market is broken. My rent doesn't care. My car payment doesn't care.
As we've seen, the numbers are alarming. Nearly 14% of people are defaulting on their credit cards, and many are struggling to keep up with rent and basic living expenses. This isn't just a personal failure, it's a systemic issue that reflects the broader economic landscape. When people feel they have no choice but to stop paying their bills, it signals a deep-rooted problem in our society. We need to acknowledge this reality and advocate for change. What do you think about this growing trend? Are you feeling the strain of rising costs and stagnant wages? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about how we can support each other during these challenging times. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.